Okay, so maybe you're working hard, climbing the corporate ladder, saving a bit.
Yeah.
But what if the whole idea of wealth you've been chasing and what you think an asset is actually keeping you stuck?
Like on a treadmill. Right?
Exactly. Today we're doing a deep dive into a book that, honestly, it really challenged how I thought about money. It's Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah, it's huge. And it's more than just tips on saving. It's really about a fundamental mindset shift.
Definitely.
Kiyosaki tells it through the story of his two dads. There's his actual dad, the poor dad, highly educated, had a safe government job, always pushed school, good grades.
The traditional path.
The traditional path, exactly. Yeah. And then there's his best friend's dad, the rich dad. This guy was apparently an 8th grade dropout, but became a self-made millionaire. And his advice, totally different.
A completely different playbook. And that's what we want to do today, right? Unpack that playbook for you. We're going to try and pull out the key ideas, the sort of core principles from Kiyosaki, give you a shortcut to understanding maybe a different way to think about your money, maybe start moving towards financial independence.
Precisely. So let's just jump right in. The first big lesson, and this one, it feels kind of backwards compared to what we usually hear. The rich don't work for money.
That sounds bold, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
For most people, working for money is, well, it's everything. Go to school, get the job, the benefits.
Right, the poor dad advice.
Yeah. But Kiyosaki says that path leads straight into what he calls the rat race. And I think a lot of us feel that sense of being stuck.
Oh, absolutely. The rat race, it's that cycle, isn't it? You get a raise, you make more money.
And then you spend more money.
Exactly. Your expenses just creep up. Bigger house, nicer car, maybe those fancy coffees every day. And suddenly you're earning more, but you're still paycheck to paycheck, still totally reliant on that job just to keep things going. Your life is basically dictated by the fear of losing that paycheck.
Okay, so that's the trap. What's the rich dad alternative then? How do you get out?
Rich Dad's philosophy flips it completely. He says, you must learn to have money work for you.
Okay.
It's not about chasing a bigger salary. It's about getting things, assets that make money for you, even when you're not actively working.
Right, passive income.
Passive income. The real goal is building up this column of assets. Enough assets that the income they throw off covers all your monthly bills. That, Kiyosaki says, is financial freedom.
So just to make that really concrete, if your living costs are, say, $3,000 a month, you need assets that are consistently bringing in more than $3,000.
Bingo.
So the job, it's not the end goal. It's more like a tool.
Exactly. A temporary tool. It gives you the cash, maybe the time to build the real engine of your wealth, which is that asset column.
Okay, that makes sense. And that leads us straight into what, for me anyway, feels like the absolute heart of the whole book. If you only remember one thing from this, it's probably this part. You have to understand the difference between an asset and a liability, and then just relentlessly buy assets.
It sounds so simple, but Kiyosaki argues most people, even smart people, get this fundamentally wrong.
How does Rich Dad define them then?
Super simple. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it.
Okay, simple definitions. But this is where he starts ruffling feathers, right? Especially with the whole, your house is your biggest asset idea.
Oh, yeah. He challenges that big time.
Yeah.
Because he looks purely at cash flow.
Right. Does your main home, the place you live, put money into your bank account each month?
For almost everyone, no way. You've got the mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance. It's all money going out.
So by that strict definition, your house is actually a liability.
Functionally, yes. Now, people say, but it goes up in value, and Kiyosaki would say, sure, maybe that's appreciation or capital gains. It's not cash flow. It's still costing you money every single month until you sell it, if you sell it for a profit.
Okay, fair point. So what are some examples of true assets, according to this definition? Things that actually put money in your pocket.
Okay, think rental properties bringing in rent checks, stocks that pay out dividends, bonds that pay interest. Even intellectual property, like royalties from a book you wrote, or maybe ad revenue from a popular blog, or software subscriptions. And of course, owning a business that runs without you having to be there day in, day out, those all generate income flowing to you.
That difference really changes how you picture money moving around. For the poor dad way of thinking, money comes in from the job.
And goes straight out to bill and expenses. Poof.
Gone. And the middle class, according to Kiyosaki.
Well, their income comes in from the job, but then it flows through liabilities that they often think are assets.
Like the mortgage, the car loan, credit card debt.
Exactly. Buying things that look good, maybe feel like status, but they're actually draining cash.
Yeah.
So income goes to liabilities, then out to expenses. Still trapped.
So how does the rich dad cash flow look different?
Their focus is completely different. They prioritize using their income to buy assets first.
Yeah.
Those assets then generate more income. And what do they do with that income?
Buy more assets.
You got it. They reinvest it to get even more assets. It creates this upward spiral, like a snowball effect. Their money is literally working for them, making more money.
So the kind of blunt takeaway is the rich buy assets. The poor just have expenses. And the middle class buys liabilities they mistakenly believe are assets.
That's the core of it. It can be a tough thing to hear, definitely.
Yeah, it challenges a lot of common thinking.
But once you really get that, it changes how you look at your job, too. Which brings us to the next idea. Mind your own business.
And this doesn't mean like quit your job tomorrow and start a company necessarily.
Yeah, no. He makes this really important distinction between your profession and your business.
Okay, explain that.
Your profession is what you do to earn your paycheck. You're a teacher, a plumber, a software developer. That's how you pay the bills. But your business, in the rich dad sense, is your asset column. It's the thing you're building on the side specifically for your financial future.
So people mix those up.
All the time. They pour all their energy into getting better at their profession, climbing that ladder, but they completely neglect building their actual business, their assets.
He tells that story about Ray Kroc, right? The McDonald's guy.
Yeah, it's a great story. Apparently, Kroc used to ask business students, what business am I in? And they'd all say, hamburgers.
Makes sense?
But Kroc would say, no, I'm in the real estate business.
Whoa. Because he knew the real value wasn't just the franchise fee, it was owning the land the McDonald's were built on.
Exactly. That land was the asset. Selling burgers was his profession, but his business was acquiring valuable real estate. That was the wealth engine.
So the advice here is use the money and maybe the spare time from your job, your profession,
to consistently build your business, your asset column. Don't just earn and spend. Earn, and then invest some of it into things that will make you more money later. Your job funds the building of your asset machine.
Okay, these are foundational shifts, and they kind of set the stage for some more, let's say, advanced ways of thinking, like understanding taxes and corporations. That was eye-opening.
Yeah, this is where that financial literacy really pays off. Rich Dad pointed out a huge difference in how employees and businesses are taxed.
As an employee, you earn your money.
Then the government takes its cut right off the top, taxes.
Right, and then you get to spend whatever's left over.
But a corporation, it works the other way around.
Yeah.
The business earns money, then it spends money on all its legitimate expenses. Supplies, rent, travel, salaries, you name it.
Right.
And then only then does it get taxed on the profit, on what's left after expenses. It's a massive structural advantage.
A legal advantage the wealthy have used for ages.
Absolutely. And that connects to another interesting idea. The rich invent money.
Which sounds illegal or like magic.
Yeah, sounds like counterfeiting. But no, that's not it. It's about financial creativity. It's about seeing opportunities others miss.
Like finding a good deal on a property.
Finding a deal, figuring out how to structure the purchase so you maybe don't need much of your own cash, or identifying something people need and creating a business or product to fill that need. It's about financial intelligence, or financial IQ, as Kiyosaki calls it.
So it's not luck, it's developed skill, seeing things differently through education and experience.
Precisely. It's like being a financial problem solver. You learn how to find or create opportunities instead of just waiting for them.
Okay. And one more big mindset piece, especially relevant for people starting out or maybe feeling stuck. Work to learn, don't work for money.
Yes, this is so important. Rich Dad's advice was basically choose jobs sometimes not just for the paycheck, but for the skills you'll gain. Skills that will help you build wealth later.
Like what kind of skills?
Well, say you're terrified of selling. Maybe take a commission-based sales job, even if the base pay is low, just to force yourself to learn how to sell. That skill is an asset.
Okay, I see. Or maybe working in different parts of a company.
Yeah, understanding marketing or finance or operations, even if it's not your main role. Learning how the whole system works. The idea is, especially early on, prioritize learning over earning. Skills like communication, sales, leadership, those stick with you forever. They're assets themselves.
Okay, so you've got these powerful ideas, money working for you, assets versus liabilities, minding your business, work to learn. It sounds great. So why isn't everyone rich then? Kiyosaki talks about obstacles, right?
He does. It's a really key part of the book. He says there are 5 main things that stop people.
That's the first one.
The big one, fear. Specifically, the fear of losing money.
Understandable. Nobody wants to lose money.
Of course not. But Rich Dad's view was that most people are so afraid of losing, they play not to lose instead of playing to win.
Meaning they avoid any kind of risk.
Yeah, they stick to safe paths, maybe miss out on bigger opportunities because they're paralyzed by fear. You have to be willing to take calculated risks. And importantly, see failures or losses not as the end of the world, but as learning experiences.
Okay. Fear is number 1. What's next?
Number 2 is cynicism. You know, that voice in your head or maybe from people around you.
Yeah, but what if voice?
Exactly. What if it doesn't work? That sounds too risky. It's probably a scam. Kiyosaki says cynics just criticize while winners analyze. You need to shield yourself from that negativity that stops you from even trying.
Makes sense. Obstacle number 3.
Laziness. And this isn't usually about sitting on the couch all day. It's more subtle.
How so?
It's people being too busy working hard at their job, running errands, dealing with life, that they don't make time for their own finances. They don't prioritize learning or building their assets.
I can see that. So how do you beat that kind of laziness?
His advice is a bit controversial, maybe. He says, let a little bit of greed motivate you. Not negative greed, but think about the nice things you genuinely want. More time, less stress, travel, helping family. Let that desire push you to take action on your finances instead of putting it off.
Interesting take. Okay, what's the 4th obstacle?
Bad habits. Our financial results are basically the sum of our habits, right?
Sure.
So habits like constantly spending on liabilities, that daily expensive coffee, the newest phone, impulse buys, they just drain away potential wealth bit by bit.
And the key habit of the wealthy, according to Rich Dad.
Pay yourself first, which means when you get paid, the very first bill you pay is your investment account. You put money toward your assets before you pay your rent, your credit cards, anything else. It forces you to prioritize building wealth.
That's a total reversal of how most people handle money.
It is. And the final obstacle, number 5.
What is it?
Arrogance. Kiyosaki defines this as ego plus ignorance, meaning people who don't know something, but their ego is too big to admit it or learn about it. They pretend to know, maybe make bad decisions because of it, and lose money.
So the antidote is humility.
Basically, yeah. If you're ignorant about something, investing, real estate, taxes, don't pretend, admit it, and then go educate yourself. Find an expert, read a book, take a class. Don't let pride cost you money.
Okay, fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, and arrogance. Those are the roadblocks.
Those are the main ones he identifies, yeah.
So if we pull this all together, the core message of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it really feels like a call to completely change how you think and act around money.
Absolutely. It's that huge shift from just working for money endlessly
to figuring out how to make your money work for you.
Yes. And truly internalizing that difference between an asset, something that feeds you financially, and a liability, something that drains you.
And then taking action, minding your own business, building that asset column, even if you start small.
Exactly. And never stop learning. Investing in your financial education is crucial. That's your greatest asset, really.
Kiyosaki puts it pretty starkly, doesn't he? He says the choice to be rich or poor isn't just one big decision, it's made every day.
Every day, with every dollar you handle, is that dollar going to build your asset column, make you wealthier, or is it going to make someone else rich because you're buying their products, their liabilities?
It's a powerful frame.
It really is. That journey towards financial freedom, it doesn't just happen by luck. It starts with knowledge, then intentional choices, then disciplined action day after day.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is to just take a look at your own finances today. How are those daily choices shaping where you'll end up? And maybe ask yourself, what's one small thing, just one action you could do today to start building your asset column, to start making your money work for you?